friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the LBLCS. I'm your host, Buggleberry Finn, and I'm joined by Lest Force and Binky Boy, a.k.a. the Mighty Fool, a.k.a. Gorble.
You have mispronounced all
of
that.
I want you to pay Schmeckles to make me pay to pronounce it correctly.
Right,
I don't want you to
do that. You know what? I can do that.
How do you pronounce Binky Boy?
Hold on. I'll tell him in a second.
Tell me in the chat.
Which one do I have to do? This means it's pronounced. That's the one. Oh, yeah. It's pronounced. In. Oh, wait. That sounds good. Oh. Yeah. Try that out.
Binka Boy!
It's close enough.
It's the best I can do. I really couldn't do any better, I don't think.
Nah, it's good. I like that. That was solid.
Now, I want to apologize formally to Team Popo for having the wrong logo because I just kind of grab everything week one, make a folder, and then never check if they updated it. Also, I want to thank our sponsors, Coriander Beer. Thank you guys for always sponsoring the LBLCS. Really cool.
Ooh, I heard that.
That was crisp.
Les Force knows a lot about what they're going to draft here. Les Force, you want to give me a little rundown quick because they're going to jump into it in just a second.
Yeah, they're gonna jump in here pretty quick. I do have experience against both these teams. Narwhals we scrimmed against, and then Popo was our week 1 opponent. Looking at Popo first, I think that they are very, as I see some chatter in the chat. I'll default to Bogle on that one. Team Popo, they love late game team fighting. They love to pick things like the Seraphine, the Jinx, the Vayne for their mid and their ADC. They play a wide variety of different types of supports. They just play like a really strong general top side with things like Olaf, Camille, Fiora, and then a lot of engage coming out from the jungle, which is kind of what you see like really in the meta these days.
Okay, that sounds really scary, but I know a lot about Tarded as well, and Tarded is willing to go both the super tank route or the really aggressive top, like Jax and stuff on the top lane. So even Gnar, I've seen him play and pilot really well. So this is going to be a very interesting top lane matchup. You're talking about the bottom lanes.
Yeah. So with Team Popo, they've kind of switched things around a decent bit. I think they've had a couple different supports this season. Currently, they're rocking with Chapados, who can kind of play it all. I think mostly have been playing things like the Braum, the Nautilus, these kind of like beefy guys, but they can play like Disengage. Renata could be really good into Zelius 4 potentially. On the Narwhal side, we got Zelius 4 and currently known as Solomon's Kitten, formerly known as Zelius 5. That's not going to get confusing at all. They play pretty strong too. I've heard a lot of good things about Zelius 5 being one of the strongest supports in Financial. Again, loves to play that engage style. And I've played a couple solo duo games with Ruffian this week. I'm cool with, cool enough to do that. Know that he loves to play super aggressive early games. So I'm
not even a subtle brag. Definitely, like he wanted to be clear that it was a brag. Darius banned out.
That guy will play with anybody.
We also lost all the LP we
nice.
That day.
Nice.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Salt.
Sounds right up Ruffian's alley. Zaya going to be taken off the table for them. Vi and Zach, as we see a double jungle ban here coming up from Naughty Narwhals. They really want to be able to control the tempo of this game, be able to control the distance that these guys start team fights from. Two big things off this table already.
I'm going to take a peek here. There definitely is a few common picks between these two AD carries, but one that I'm seeing isn't so common between the two is the Seraphine Flex between mid and bot for the Narwhals. So maybe that could be a ban or early pick option here.
Now, the Narwhals also have like this unbeaten streak in the league, right? In the standings, they're pretty much unscathed, with if the exception of a couple of scrims we've heard about, and I think maybe 1 or 2 games off the season.
Yeah, insider info. One of the two teams on the other side of the semifinals bracket has been able to take the game off the Narwhals and scrims.
Oh.
No speculation. Jinx on the first pick. That's just a super strong, consistent first pick in the current meta. I feel like you just need to pick some solid peel for it, keep her alive.
I'm really surprised that gets through here. That's very contested between the two teams. Gained a good answer though. You pick an assassin and the Jinx doesn't feel so hot.
Yeah, well, you picked that assassin early too. They're going to start building around for that peel. They want to make sure that Jinx can pop off the way they want to. Here comes support pick for Narwhals.
Do you have to be careful if you're picking Kayn super early? It can kind of get shut down pretty hard if Popo focus quite a bit. Although if they focus too hard to stop Zebra, they are going to maybe leave long cannons a little out to dry on that Jinx.
Yeah. I'm actually really interested in the picks for the top lanes, and I know that I was expecting something like Lulu. I was expecting something really defensive. You can polymorph that Kayn coming in. I'm wondering if Tarded's going to get the full counter. I wonder how this top lane matchup is going to go, because we know about what you talked about, how they like to play for that later. They play really aggressive later game champions, and Tarded also has the ability to match that. So
for sure,
yeah. I'd be surprised if we don't see AD here, at least for Narwhals. Just because there's not a lot of things that you're super happy taking into a Jinx, right?
No. And especially with the Melio, they're going to go with the Lucian Melio, which is at least they're hovering it. One of the stronger bot lane pairings at the moment. Definitely can put a little bit of pressure on Jinx Lulu early, but they definitely have to get ahead to make that pick worthwhile. And there it is.
So
I kind of like the Poppy here as well. It's kind of you see the Kayn, you're expecting something aggressive out of the AD carry to deal with the Jinx. So Poppy's going to definitely keep that AD carry safe from these like dashing in assassin style champions. Cassio Bando. That's interesting. Is that one of the popular picks for Popo here?
They do have some games on it. I think one game this season in LBLCS on it. So maybe with something like the K and the Lucian, you want to be able to not have.
Well, so they already have Poppy's W that's blocking them from some of these dashes, from some of this mobility. So with that miasma, if they had it and they know that they play it too, it could become a really big problem. Following up with the Annie ban, hey, I'm all of a sudden rooting for Naughty Narwhals. Screw Annie.
Yo, this vendetta's gotta end, man. You're picking on a little girl.
Nah, dude, she picked on me first, bro. Kled and Ace are going to be the bans. On the other side, obviously, Kled targeting on that Tardin, one of the best Kled players in the LBLCS, if not the best.
The best.
They actually take away the Seraphine from I think currently known as Carl Gustav the 16th, formerly known as Boss Guy 3. Seraphine, I think, was his most played this season, and so they're, without a doubt, going mid lane here. This team recognizes they don't play through mid, so they're just going to pick Galio, something safe to really enable these guys later on.
Yeah, I like that. Kayn Galio, a good combo. No Seraphine guy this game. Unlucky.
Yeah, you see just really similar play styles and how they want to play, though, right? Normally taking the Seraphine, now taking Galio is still a very supportive mid lane role that can't really get punished too hard unless you're taking an AD mid. And what you've drafted here, you can't really do that. You should be taking AP in the mid lane. You've already got the Jinx, you already got the Poppy, and here's the Victor, who's already started their build wrong. As we know here at the LBLCS, they have already started building wrong. Let's see what their last pick is going to be.
I feel like they're not set up with the most engaged, so you could maybe see something that could provide some way to start the fight. I mean, you have really good shielding from the Lulu, the disengage from Poppy. We'll see what they go.
This is jungle or top, right? Because Poppy's technically a jungle flex.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely technically a jungle flex, but it's going to be Ornn looks like picked up, so a lot of pressure. And here's the Camille hovered for Tarded. This could be really big. I love this. I like this a lot. This looks like a really aggressive comp out of Naughty Narwhals with their mid laner really holding on to that like crucial element that they've been trying to do with the Seraphine in other games, being super supportive, and all the eggs on long cannons here with Jinx and Victor in the mid lane. This is gonna be a showdown.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Naughty Narwhals draft in particular because they've just rounded out with another champion that like plays that Galio combo really well. But I feel like the execution is all on them. Like Jinx, Ornn, Poppy with a Lulu backing it up, front to back team fighting, very straightforward plan for Team Popo here. And Naughty Narwhals kind of have to show us something to make this draft really shine.
Last Force, tell me who you're putting your schmeckles on. Because I got to put my schmeckles on the other guy so one of us wins here.
Of course, but we've gamed the system.
Oh.
It's
my phone because I'm getting my schmeckles ready.
I think convention logic would say to go the Narwhals here. They have not lost a game all season.
Uh-huh.
With that said, I think I like Popo's draft like tremendously more. If no buff for you can hold on in the top lane early on, I think it's gonna be really hard for the Narwhals to get on this Jinx if Poppy's playing back with the Jinx Lulu, because Camille, her W or her E can get knocked up by the Poppy W. Lucian can get knocked up. Kayn can get knocked up. Like there's so many ways for Popo to stall the Narwhals, and all it takes is just that one reset for Popo to kind of go crazy. Have the Ornn ultimate, Victor all over the top. I really like Popo's draft, and even though they're not the team that's undefeated, I think they're a really strong team. So that's where my money's going. Game 1.
Okay, I'm gonna dive on in. Naughty Narwhals, they did ban that anyway, so it makes sense for me to put some schmeckles on them as well. And after my most recent loss of 7,500 schmeckles, I'm now down to only 216. So I'm putting a whopping 216 schmeckles into Naughty Narwhals.
Only way to build up a bankroll is to start from the bottom.
Start from the bottom and always bet 100%.
I'll actually have you know, when we started casting this season, I think I only had about 15 or so thousand. Currently up to 55. You know, not to.
Whoa! Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
okay, dude.
Whoa.
Put them all in, or you're lying.
A lot. There
Come
was
on.
a lot of speckles made on Sunday this past weekend.
Fair.
So I don't know. I mean,
I'm always all in, which is why whenever I lose, I go back to so few. The most schmeckles that my phone account has ever held, I believe, was 61 or 62,000 schmeckles, and that was early seasons, right when I had made schmeckles. And I had just been right over and over and over again. I wish I could. I would give myself so many schmeckles and just take screenshots and rub it in people's faces.
We need to be atop the leaderboard with a bit of an asterisk.
We need a schmeckle leaderboard, dude. We need one.
I'm gonna break the tie. I'm gonna say Team Popo here, gonna take it only because long cannons picked an 80 carry with a long cannon.
True. I didn't even recognize that synergy.
Yeah. It's the way. I mean, it's like, because like I guess Jinx's is like longer range, but Tristana's is like a short cannon with long range, so I guess that would count too. There's got to be a lot of champions that fit this mold, you know?
There's definitely a lot. Tristana definitely has a giant cannon. Technically, Gangplank has a huge cannon.
Yeah, it's just on his boat.
Right, it's on his boat that he shoots from very far away.
Yeah, it's a really long cannon. I like that.
Creative licensing there a little bit.
A little bit, but you know, what else are we here for the LBLCS other than being mostly creative and not being able to pay for it?
I mostly just drool on my keyboard and pay out the schmeckles.
Yeah, and usually you get it right, but not always. We got a 43,000 to 17,000 split right now in the schmeckles. So if you guys are all right with this Team Popo bet, you will be diving in on quite a financial enrichment. And this is the financial league, and this is playoffs. This is do or die, this series.
Yes, it is for sure. Again, a lot of schmeckles being put down there by Zelius himself. He of the many Zeliuses on the Narwhals. Interesting.
Do we know which one? Is this the real Zelius?
I'm assuming it's the real Zelius.
Good question,
I don't know how easy it is to change your Twitch username, but I feel like probably more work than
well, I think
human get out of the joke.
Zelius is Zelius underscore lol or something. So if it's just Zelius, that might not even be him.
It says Zelius LOL.
Yeah, it's
30,000 schmeckles.
Whoa. Well, at least he's confident in his team here.
Oh, there's no underscore. Okay.
That's more schmeckles than I've had in the last year. Damn. It also doesn't help that I always bet. Like, if you just watch the stream, you accrue schmeckles.
Mm-hmm.
You just happen to, like, you get them passively the more you watch.
I've got a few.
Which is why we have things to stop inflation, right? We have, like, who's the hunk? It's actually pronounced like, this means war. We have all those fun little things to make casters do things. Caster compliment. We have those things for people to spend schmeckles. That's to stop the rise of schmeckle inflation. I also have a button that can reset everyone's schmeckles. So
Really?
Never upset me. I'll be very clear with you.
I think it would be really
Clear
funny.
with everyone. Never
I think it
upset
would
me.
be very funny if you pushed that button right now.
Oh goodness! I think it would cause much more outrage than anything else.
Yeah, I like the chaos. It's good.
Yeah. Speaking of cash outs, we did just see a takes two to tango cashed in by Sammy Two Slap.
10 seconds.
I got this.
Okay, you got it. Go for it. Dive in.
Really love how he just volunteered for that one.
Yeah, he's talking to me before we started streaming, and he goes, "How many coriander should I get before we start?" And I said, 4, I guess. Have 4 locked and loaded, ready to go. So
Yeah,
hopefully
we're good.
you're cruising
we're
through the first one, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I got a little on my chin. It wasn't great, but I mean, we're here.
It wasn't great, but we're here. It's a pretty funny line.
I made a great effort to not do this, and it's, sometimes you just don't get what you want. You get what you need.
Fair. If you try sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, we're just a few seconds away before we load on into this one. Final predictions for this series, boys, before we launch off into this one.
I'll give you a good one. First blood, not going to be in the bot lane. It's going to be in the top lane, and it's going to be tarded. One way or another.
Okay.
Covering both bases. Yeah, I probably would also give first blood to the Narwhals. I feel like we're probably going to see Zebra try to force down bot, maybe with this this Lucian Melio, try to get some early pressure on. I'll say it'll be on Chapados. That'll be my prediction for how this early game goes. But I still say Popo wins.
Now the real question is, could I?
Definitely not.
Hang on, I gotta fix the screen. I'm not stupid. I know how to fix screens. I did it. We're in second 14, 15, 16, by the way.
Excellent, perfect. Do I see anything I don't like? Yeah.
Someone said prediction is first blood as a caster.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
Wow, I'll click on someone until they die.
I had 14 deaths in my last ARAM. Does that count?
No.
No, didn't have to share that one.
No, I was in that ARAM and it was pretty bad.
You might be right. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Not only on my computer. Oh, wait, you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's do a lot of zoom. We're gonna zoom really far out here.
Some zoomage.
Yeah, once I learn how to be not dumb. Hang on.
It's like, is it Control Shift Z or something?
No, it is, and I was just zoomed out. Oh, here we go. We're gonna go real far. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun with chat here now. See, This is how we should watch it, right? Because now I can see everything that's going. Well, let's
all I'm getting out of this is a bunch of health bars. I'm not gonna lie to you.
If I should take health bars off.
Literally.
Take the health bars off.
Oh my god, emotes are giant when you're zoomed out like that. Zoom all the way back in.
Emote sizes don't scale or something.
No, they don't. They're just huge. Well, I guess health bars similarly, right?
Yeah.
They're just big.
Adds that visibility, man. Wonder if chat's already gonna complain about the
Kane
build.
already trying to be super sneaky over here. Is he going over the wall to take it? He doesn't get it though. Poppy grabs her on move. I know that was only on your mini map that you could see it happening, but the smite from Poppy did go down.
Oh, that's kind of clever because he also did his Raptor 6 too. Slows him down a bit though.
That's why Zebra's so figured here in financial. These early aggressive plays, not afraid to get right in the face of a Poppy level 2.
I ain't scared of that guy.
Looks like we are going down in the Long Cannons. They did get that level advantage. We're able to push half of Long Cannon's life off of him. He's got to chug that pot right now. Try to heal up with this Doran's Blade that he has picked up. He has a little bit of the Omni Vamp.
This is what you got to do when you play this Lucian Melio. You gotta try to get those early advantages. And so far, Crowny and Jory's doing all right.
I think the tricky thing in these Jinx lanes is that the best way to play it, if you can get away with it, is just to push that first wave really hard with the rockets to try to get level 2 first. And then you can kind of be safe, but that's probably not possible in that Lucian Melio.
That Brittle Breath. Gonna cause Camille some problems if it does start connecting. It did miss twice right there, but hit at the end.
Yeah, I'm looking at the CS up there. It looks like a little bit of struggles under the turret. Tarda doing a good job getting that wave in. And off to a nice little tidy CS advantage at the start.
Yeah, and he wants to push this in because of the ward that Kane had put down earlier. They knew Poppy started on the blue. They saw it again. Another ward was on the Raptors. They saw Poppy walk by there. So Camille knows Poppy's not in the vicinity, not around, can start taking advantage, push really deep in.
And we do see both mid and top pushing in. So right now, all three lanes pushing. This is going to give a lot of opportunity for Snoopy to kind of look for good ganks.
Yeah, I mean, really good wards in general from the Narwhals, investing early, trying to make sure they tracks all that. We're just going to walk it out.
Interesting when you see everybody meet, but everybody was like, I don't want to fight. All four people that were in that little kerfuffle that could have gone down were like, nah, I'm good, actually.
Well, this is really good from Zebra, though, because he is kind of tracking the jungler. We were talking about all these lanes pushing, but that You know, as long as they know where the jungler is, they're kind of safe.
Yeah, and Poppy able to grab that top scuttle right there. Looping around the mid lane is going to get spotted out right now, but flashes forward, goes for the knockback. Here comes Carl trying to go aggressive, but can't grab him. Zebra turning his focus onto Poppy right now, who already burned Flash aggressively. Can't get out of this one. Just looking for some damage. The Q backwards actually might mean he doesn't get it. He's going over the wall trying to find a little bit more damage. Can he do it? Zebra can't even finish off the kill. Doesn't want to dive under the tower, and no first blood yet.
Yeah, brutal there. Near miss on both kills, like fractions of HP going out of there. And looks like Carl Gustav really low mana. Probably just gonna want to handshake the backs here.
Zebra's not done. Going right bot.
Yeah, trying to show his stripes on these guys right now. Isn't going to decide to go in. Just going to start that recall. Does get spotted out by the ward as well. So they know that he is there. Not gonna pester him. They're just going to let him go back.
He's got stripes because he's a zebra.
Yep. That's right, Mighty.
Get it out of the park.
You're so smart.
Hey guys, I figured it out.
This is the guy who runs Schmeckle betting when he's on stream. Think about that, guys.
I got you guys.
Think
Don't
about
worry.
that the next time you bet.
Safe. Your money's safe with me.
Small gold lead accruing. Now, actually, it's actually just dead even, but that top CS has taken a swing.
Yeah, actually, I'm a little surprised by that.
Not what you would really expect on the Ornn Camille matchup, but should be able to collect most of this wave under the tower. Camille should be relatively okay.
I think it's kind of a slow burn too. Camille's gonna get stronger in that matchup with more items.
And the entire team of Narwhals are going to get stronger right here if they do pick up this dragon that they have started. Should be pretty uncontested, although Poppy making her way over to that area right now.
You gotta be careful though. R level down on the Kane, and probably just gonna look to get this up. There's a lot of damage coming through.
Yeah, part of this too is the back timing's lined up so that this is a rare point in the game where Narwhals aren't pushing the bot in mid lane. So made it a little bit risky, but they still pick it up.
Again, it's a good early pickup, especially because... Oh. Thought they were going to be a little more aggressive right there in the mid lane. But it's especially because they have a bot lane that wants to be able to play aggressive, and bot lane didn't have to go up and sacrifice resources to obtain the dragon, which is good. Now the next objective they're going to play for probably is going to be that Herald. So bot lane can continue to try to bully this other bot lane, and even though they should be, and they have been poking out their health, they haven't picked up a kill, and they're down in CS right now.
Yeah, Long Cannon's doing a really good job so far of just mitigating the disadvantageous lane and staying even on CS.
And that's the problem. If you don't get, relatively far ahead on this Lucian Milio pick, it's just not going to feel good in the late game where you get hit by a couple Jinx rockets and you're just dead on impact since you're so close range. So really going to have to look to expand that here in the next 5 or so minutes, see what they can get going.
Did pick up that serrated Dirk, no buff for you, unable to connect right there with the knockup.
I think another part of this is that they don't really have the kind of jungler that you want to look for those bot lane tower dives with, but they definitely do have the kind of mid laner, So they could be looking to rotate around that Galio for a bot lane play sooner than later, I would think. You see the Kane is backing though, so maybe it'll be after a reset, pick up a bot camp and go down. The lane is looking good for it though. We do have Jinx and Lulu getting off the turret now.
A precarious spot. We'll see if looks like Snoopy maybe looking top, maybe looking to go Rift Herald. Kind of indecisive at the moment.
A good pink ward will spot that out if he decides to run on up there.
Yeah, a little bit of CC right there. Tarda trying to get just a couple of minions out of that aggression from him. Long Cannon hitting Ruffian pretty bad right here, doing a lot of damage onto him, but Ruffian's the one with 6. Is he going to fire back? No culling being dropped, but if a jungler comes down to the bot lane, it will get explosive.
And it'll be Zebra much sooner than Snoopy, so gotta be careful with your Long Cannons here.
Again, Ruffian trying to go in, does get polymorphed right there, getting hit by the rockets as Long Cannon starting to shoot him out.
Ooh, this is sketchy, but the numbers should be in favor of the Narwhals, especially with that Galio cross map.
Yeah, something you really got to keep an eye on. If you're anybody here, Victor's got to do a good job of pinging or communicating in the comms where this Galio is at all times and whether or not they're back. That teleport still down. Actually, no player of the 4 that have taken it have it available right now. This Kane's getting pinged out, though.
Yeah, I like this move. Damon went for the push.
Walk down, try to protect that dive, as Galio obviously can get there much quicker than Victor with that ult,
Right.
From, it's level 6, it's still a pretty far distance. But they're going to hold it off for now.
A calculated, calm, macro-loving game.
Really crazy here is that Salmon's just holding a biscuit this whole time, unless my inventory is bugged.
No, he is.
So he's just, it's like 10 minutes already. He's still holding this biscuit, just going base. He's gonna walk this biscuit back to lane, and that's kind of cool because you've got that for that little extra mana. Get one more push through if you need to, and that might just be helping control the Galio. Okay, if I run lower on mana, he might look for that rotate. I won't be able to push back, kind of thing.
Saving it for when he needs it.
Yeah, I think it's smart. A lot of people, I would have sold that sucker or ate it.
Yeah, I think it's he's a good player and you're not kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
that
I think it might be. That's might be what we're looking at here.
I don't see anyone in chat saying that the build is wrong yet.
I actually, Sammy2Slap let him know that he shouldn't have started with Doran's Ring as the ultimate being dropped up here in the top lane. A little bit of the knock-up onto Target, a lot of damage being traded back, but a really good use of the shield. Gonna keep Target safe.
I like that a lot. Didn't really have kill pressure, I don't think, on the Camille, but it's just kind of more of an intimidation there, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a flex too. You've got that completion on the, oh, here we go in mid. And it's happening. You do have that completion of the Sunfire early. Gonna mean you can take those trades still.
Uh-oh, here comes bot lane, a big fight, calling, getting dropped, and the ultimate from Lulu onto him as well. Everybody's trying to finish him off. Jinx has to flash away. Can they find the damage to do it? Oh, a nice Q right there from Lucian. He's trying to zigzag in, but he can't do it. Has to walk away. No kill picked up still. We're almost at 12 minutes into this game.
Yeah, that's gonna start building that advantage in the bot side, though.
Uh-oh.
Mid lane.
Yikes. Oh, almost caster cursed you there, bud. Sorry. Maybe if you built right, you wouldn't die.
But now he's got that biscuit to heal up.
He does have that biscuit to heal up. A lot of damage onto Zebra right now. This could be a bad spot for him as here comes Galio trying to find the damage onto them. Can they finish him off? Looks like they might be able to get one kill. Can they do it? First blood. Going over to Carl Gustav, the 16th.
A solid play, and that's what you got to be careful about with this Galio. He's always there.
Yeah, good kill pickup. Good reaction timing from Zebra to hold off on the ult until most of that shield had been used from the Galio ult with those ticks from Victor, then going invulnerable. So just being able to stall for the longest amount of time while still being effective and doing damage.
We do have the second Drake coming up. Zebra has to go reset, so opportunity here for Team Popo to swoop in, maybe get some vision down at least, look to contest it.
I feel like you're okay with this though if you're Popo. I mean, you're down a little bit of gold, a little over 1,000. They didn't go for this dragon. They didn't get those kills, but which was good. You didn't want to let that Lucian start to snowball there.
Yeah.
So all things considered, I don't think that was awful for Team Popo at all.
I would tell you though, if Guardian proc wasn't available for Lulu in that fight down in the bot lane, one of them definitely might have gone down because it would have had the room for somebody like Ruffy to go a little bit more forward with that relentless and try to find the double auto onto these guys. But Lulu playing really well down there needs to be commended.
Yeah, and Team Popo did have to burn just about everything to get out of that one, but it is huge that it's gone 13 minutes without either of them dying in a game where there's a Galio middle and they're up against a very aggressive lane.
Tardy going very aggressive in the top lane, taking a big chunk of health. I don't know, buff for you.
Now with that Divine Sunder, this is probably where those huge trades are really going to start being noticeable up in that Camille versus Thorn matchup.
I'd love to tell you that they're doing a great job beating their own teammates in CS, but not doing a great job beating each other. They're very close right here.
That's the more important competition, though.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I would hate to play mid or AD and lose CS against you,
You're going to see a big fight brewing in the bottom as Kane's trying to find a way to pinch these guys right here. Are they going to be able to find Snoopy? They can't. Go back to safety on their own wards, but they know that Zebra has started this up. They have wards in the pit. They're going to drop the control now.
And they're forcing this. They're calling it in the Ornn.
Yeah, they're saying Ornn come down. You have that ultimate. You have our super powered ultimate team. Okay, so Camille's going to trade. They're probably going to try to do a little bit of poke with some people. Zebra probably won't have an angle to go in on this. They're going to get boxed out right here. But while this is happening, they're going to grab the Herald. So a trade in Dragons to neutral objectives right here. Team Popo going to pick up this Mountain Drake as the cloud winds thicken.
I think this might have been the consequence of them knowing Tarded burn TP top. And they just said, well, he can't join the fight. Bring the Ornn and we're good to go. And I
like
love
that
this
trade
macro choice. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it a lot more for Popo. I mean, it's after 14 minutes, so they're not going to be able to get that Rift Herald, the plate advantage, and they are able to stop that Dragon stacking. So really good heads-up play.
Yeah, and their scaling should be better, like, in theory, you know. On paper, I think the game goes late. They're in an advantageous position. So if they can keep the dragons down and let the game kind of go without Elder, they're in good shape, I would say.
Yeah, you got to be careful with a couple of things here. Obviously, if they are able to get Baron, they have the ability to dive you really effectively. They have things like Kayn, like Galio, and like Camille that want to get deep on in there and kind of just crash and blow you up underneath those towers. So if they have something like superpowered minions for Baron, that's when it's going to cause an issue. Obviously, Elder usually is an end game condition as well, but stalling out the Elder is really big.
Yeah, I mean, if the game gets to a late game spot and it's hard for a team with worse scaling to close out, Elder is definitely the ticket, you know? That's what you want to beat the team with good scaling. And so delaying that I feel like is big, but also delaying the soul. It's a Cloud Soul. Going to be pretty useful for Narwhals if they were stacking up to it.
Really annoying on a Kayn.
Yeah, I was just going to say it could be really good for Zebra, but in general, not the most highly prioritized, as we do see Zebra pinging out long cannons here. Gotta get out of there.
Yeah, this is what we want to see more of from the Narwhals, I think, because they do have this this Galio ultimate that they can use in the side lanes. They might want to try to make some more plays over there.
Little damage coming out as Carl Gustav trying to find some onto him here, but he's got a whole wave chewing him down as well. Zebra's in the vicinity trying to find some too. He does not connect either the Q or the W's. The fancy feet of Victor wearing some blue suede shoes.
Do you think he just ults that if he hits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of damage right here. The calling being dropped onto Lulu. Massive flash from Long Cannons to protect his own support. And here comes Poppy going all the way in, stunning him, taking him down. That's a kill for Snoopy right there. Drops the ultimate, gets him totally out of here. But Galio has now entered the vicinity. He's going to knock him up, and they're going to trade 1-for-1.
Jeez, that was a crazy flash out of Long Cannons. The kind of play you would expect from a support player, made for the support player.
No, it's made by a team player. That is a team player's flash, dude. That's what that was.
True.
Long Cannon kind of a hunk in my eyes right now.
Yeah, that was awesome. Unfortunately, neither kill goes over to an ADC there. One going to Poppy, the other going to Galio. Not really ideal for either team, but I think 1-to-1 trade, you probably are fine with that again if you are on Team Popo.
Yeah, especially after seeing the Galio rotation right away with that ultimate. I think they're very happy to get out of that with just one death.
Yeah, a lot of these fights, I mean, we thought we were going to see a first blood a lot earlier in the game. We didn't. Victor's escaped with like just the tiniest sliver of health. We've seen so many fights where people have gotten really low, haven't been finished off. Especially in that fight, I think 3 people were less than 200 health. Only 2 ended up dying out of 5 people who dropped super low, so...
And that's just part of the playoff atmosphere. You're less willing to kind of take those like 60-40 fights. You really want to go for like plays that you think are confidently in your favor, and so that leads us to 18 and plus minutes here with only a few
Zebra
kills.
finds a way in here, does find the knock-up onto them right now. Long Cannon in a heap of trouble, is going to go back in just to try to stall these guys out. It's enough damage to take down Lucian. Both ADCs dead in this fight as Zebra's going in a little bit deeper, has to flash away, gets a double knock-up and has some support here. Will be able to run out. It's going to be another 1-for-1, but Lucian picks up a kill this time.
Yeah, smart move, knowing Long Cannons, used that flash in the last fight. Try to get in there on top. And really heads up play for Long Cannons to switch targets onto Ruffian in the middle of that fight. Manages to pick up a kill.
Yeah, Carl Gustav with this Everfrost is going to be a problem.
He is. However, I do see the first chat that says Victor's going the wrong build this game. Leandri's clearly the wrong choice. I'm interested to hear what you guys would have done differently.
Another friend.
Yeah, chat will know. I mean, there are a lot of items in the game, and most of them are probably better here.
Well, I'm just surprised we're not seeing a Gale Force tech here. Help you finish off kills, you know?
Help dodge the Everfrost too.
Yeah, that movement is really strong.
Well, you know what my favorite part about this is? I changed the logo for Team Popo, but I never made it big again on this screen, so it's just been really tiny this whole time. So
I
let me
see
make
it.
it bigger. Let me make it bigger. Hang on.
No, it's good like that. It's good. When they win, it gets larger. You know.
Ooh, I like that. For how much gold they get, it slowly gets bigger. Big fight brewing right here. Kane does pick up that dragon.
Yeah, Popo late to the party. They commit one ultimate, and then they're like, probably not worth.
Tower's still just 1-0 though. The bot lane tower, the only thing dropping is Naughty Narwhals have a very minimal gold lead.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by this, considering that the entire early game, every single Naughty Narwhals lane was pushing in.
Yeah. This is the problem though. They do have a blue ward, so they did spot out that they're not actually on it. They're bush sitting right here. Zebra lurking. Not really known to be a predator, but in the LBLCS, a zebra is a predator.
Yeah, it's a frightening beast.
Nice CC. Carl Gustav having a really good game right now. 2-0, looking for some CC onto the right targets, and they grab it. Now they're getting knocked up into the air. Zebra's all the way in on them. That's 1 dead. That's 2 dead. Lucian with the double kill. Can Ruffian grab 3? He's looking for it, but it's going to go to the big boy himself. Gustav going to pick up the 3rd kill in that fight as Naughty Narwhals now are online.
Yeah, sussy positioning out of Team Popo. A little disrespectful positioning forward in the lane. They thought they had an avenue out through the bot lane, but really, really fast, decisive engage from Narwhals makes short work of that.
Yeah, just trying to. I mean, they knew that the Narwhals were up on that Baron side, and they thought they could react a little quicker. But just good Everfrost there from Carl Gustav to set up the rest of the team that was on the way.
Yeah, and this is the problem that I was talking about earlier. Jinx Rocket coming in. Superman Death Rocket not going to be enough to take it. Does get the support pretty low, but nobody dies in the Baron. Going over to the Naughty Narwhals.
And this is what we're talking about. Once they have this Baron buff, they can get the waves onto turrets. Then you got to be really afraid of the potency of their dive. I think Les Force was saying, you know, we've got all these combos in the game. You know, where do you think they're gonna take this? Straight down mid, ARAM style?
I mean, knowing the Narwhals, I think that they're probably gonna look to try to break these outer turrets, try to get as much gold with this Baron buff that they can, since I do think that Popo scales a little bit better. They should be able to pop that top tower pretty easily. Mid is also quite low, so probably looking to get at least 2
Oh my god, Lucian going absolutely banana land on them right now. Can he finish off Lulu right here? The ultimate being dropped down the corner and gonna finish him off. It's another kill. 4 in the pocket for Ruffian.
That's one of those moments where, as Lulu, you're like, man, I had 2 seconds on my flash cooldown. Actual 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's just when you're playing these squishy supports, you want to get that vision. It's just that instinctual reaction, but you're not afforded that ability.
Zebra trying to go underneath the tower now. This is exactly what we're talking about with the dive. They are going to be able to knock back one of them, though. And here comes Ornn. Oh, he gets the ultimate. It's going to finish off one of them. It's a 1-for-1 trade right here. Can they find more damage? Jinx trying to hit them from deep. 3-8 goes the score, and Camille on her way down. Are they going to look for another dive underneath this tower? Long cannon's at half health.
Yeah, Chapados is back up.
Uh-oh. Oh my god, look at this from Lucian going absolutely... Oh my god, they take him down, though. It's a 1-for-1 trade right there. Now they got to get out from underneath this tower, as it looks like their support's gone a little bit too deep, but doesn't have aggro. Is able to flash back over the wall, 4-9. So another 1-for-1. This fight might not be over yet, though.
Yeah, but
it's
that's
getting dicey.
that town just forcing a little biting off a little more than they needed to chew there. I mean, they're clearly up. They got the Baron. They can get these towers, but Ruffian was feeling that gold advantage. Tried to get that all-in kill, but that was, I think that kill went over to the Jinx, so that should have been a decent amount of gold in their pocket.
It was like 800. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
And
Lucian
Jinx
is
wants
actually up 1,600 gold because of those 5 kills, right? And a little bit of CS there, and the fact that they've got 3 towers to 1. So Lucian up a good amount of gold. Galio up over 1k gold on their opponent. Kane also up more than 1k. So, I mean, these guys have a pretty good spread across the board here. Everybody's up like half an item on these guys. As Zebra's going over the wall, being a bully.
Oh, the smite actually I think went the way of Snoopy.
Yep.
The bully loses today.
Once again, we've seen this play before.
Yeah,
No,
I think.
okay.
Go ahead. All you.
Yeah. I think with the game timer being around 25 minutes, this is a comfortable spot for Naughty Narwhals now. We're talking about the kind of clock that they're on. Oh, is Long Cannon stepping up?
Oh my god, he doesn't get the E. You can't go over walls with that, Carl Gustav the 16th. Is Carl Gustav gonna die, become Carl Gustav the 17th? That's what happens. Every time he dies, he changes his name. Is he gonna go up? Oh my god, he doesn't have to. He's not quite dead yet. He's able to escape with his life, and he remains the 16th. He is still Carl Gustav the 16th.
That's brutal. Long Cannon's doing everything they can to try to bring him down, but just too tanky. The Milio gets into position, gets the save. And yeah, I think Naughty Narwhals are very, very happy with their position right now.
Just gonna walk off. I think this is the right call to just give this dragon. I think you gotta try to find a way to get some gold back in your pockets and look to deny that soul. Thankfully, getting that dragon earlier in the game like buys you this 5 minutes or so to try and do that. But time's ticking for them.
Yeah, they need to funnel like a serious amount of gold onto Jinx and get one more item completion, and I think they're doing all right.
Everything need to start moving as a unit through the jungle, make sure they're not getting picked, because the aggressiveness from Naughty Narwhals is potent. Like, Ruffine is looking to dive you. He wants to use the... Uh-oh, here comes Ornn with the counter ult right here. If they're trying to go too far, they only find Camille and aren't getting engaged, so he's just trying to dissuade them.
Long Cannon's just going up. Not afraid at all.
His positioning, he's been pretty aggressive. Like, even there on the Galio bot, he was body blocking. He was the one that was getting in front to keep the fight going.
Yeah, I liked it in that case. That was doing everything that he could to try to bring down that Galio. But I think it's a little scary when Camille's around. Definitely possible to
the real question is, will Naughty Narwhals win without Tarded being involved in a single kill? That is the real question.
The farm shut down right now for like just being alive. Like,
yeah, he's got 350 gold on that shutdown.
I want to remind you all that I said Tarded would be a part of First Blood one way or another.
Yeah, you jinxed him into oblivion. He is the furthest thing from First Blood that you could be. Almost 27 minutes in a game. He's been involved in a kill.
No, not one. Did his yawn 17 times this game so far.
Long Cannon's dropping pretty low right there. Here comes everybody trying to find the damage. Zebra gonna drop the ultimate, go deep in them. Massive ult from Snoopy right there, but here comes Galio trying to save the life of his ADC, keeping him safe for a little bit longer. Poppy with a really clutch ultimate right there, though.
I think that's good. They get a lot out of that, actually. Galio ult's down.
Yeah, and the Ornn coming back up too. Couldn't maybe look to re-engage here.
They might.
Not sure if they should, but they could.
They did burn a fair bit on their own end, Lulu ult critically being down, so that Jinx is a lot less safe, especially with no flash right now.
Leandri's Lament and the Unspoken Parasite, as well as Wormfall and Sacrifice, the 3 upgraded items right now on the teams. I just flashed them on screen for everybody to read for a second.
Yeah, don't ask me any of those. I took the Popo test once, and then I
you
forgot
can't take the Popo test. It's not. The man has flashcards taped to his computer. It's not fair.
I was so confused there when you said Wormfall, and I thought it was like with an O. Like, I didn't know the other name for Kraken Slayer, so I was thoroughly confused by the Wormfall.
Be weird, yeah. It's like dragons and stuff. I don't know.
Good question from Zelius in the chat. Why is there such a big bounty on this guy? Uh-oh. Well, they've just found themselves a snack, and Long Cannon is going to eat it up. Carl Gustav now might be having to change his name because he's going to have to go to Carl Gustav the 17th if he does die here. But comes ultimate into the field. He does go down. It's a shutdown gold for Victor. Can they sweep this team right here? Flashes away. They're trying to drop more damage onto them, but they can't chase them down. Good for Milio knocking them back, and this could be Baron for these guys.
They got to find a way to keep Zebra out.
Yeah, if they lose the Baron, I think it's pretty rough. But if they can get this, it's really, really good.
Yeah, this is this is really worrying right here. They have vision. Kane does not care about walls. Poppy has to be really careful with that ultimate, though. You start charging it, you can sit and duck. You can't move that fast. No buff for you. Getting poked out of this one. She is going to drop the ultimate. He was stunned, but she missed it. She didn't hit it, and he's still in the vicinity. He can still end up stealing this. It gets really low, but at top he does finish off and get it. Jinx going to pick up a kill on Kane while all of that is going on, and that is going to be all she wrote. The Super Mega Death Rocket not going to finish off anybody. That was too close for comfort, but it does go the way of Team Popo.
That's so important. Jinx got so much gold there. Still no IE completion, but absolutely insane from Team Popo.
Yeah, it looks so incredibly dicey. The just slightly off to the side of where the Victor stun was on the Poppy R, but they were heads up there. They used their W, knocked up Kane for just that split second that they needed, and that is the gold infusion that Popo needed. They should be, if they can get this IE, in a much better spot.
Uh-oh, they actually find somebody right here. Snoopy a little bit out of position, taking a lot of damage. A Cullen getting dropped right now. Drop the Lulu all as well, but Long Cannons is now in that stage of the game where they can go so aggressive with those items.
Oh, really important from the last play too. Zebra still not here at the start of this dragon skirmishing because of that staggered death timer. They give a lot of space to Team Popo that they are using brilliantly.
Uh-oh. Hex Flash over the wall, looking for something aggressive. Isn't gonna dive in though.
Yeah. They have this position. Galio a little bit behind, does have the ultimate though.
Yeah, this changes the game massively with the Baron. They turn it into the Dragon. They're stalling out the game even more. They're giving themselves a little bit of respite here. And Jinx is in a position where she is terrifying now.
Yeah, probably has enough for that IE on reset.
It's gonna be
See
close.
what Naughty Narwhals are gonna do here.
And you can see that gold difference between these two AD carries has all but gone away. Jinx just about even at this point, you know, maybe down like 200 or 300, but at this point you will take that 10 times out of 10 on a Jinx Lush matchup.
Yeah, 3 item completion, really, really huge.
This is going to be a banger series. It's already a really close game one. 2 dragons to 3. Gold lead. Not super massive here, especially given the comps that we have.
Yeah, I'd say, once again, we were talking about Naughty Narwhals being comfortable with their 5k at 24-ish minutes. This is comfortable territory for Team Popo. They've got excellent scaling. The gold is pretty close, still around 3k lead for Narwhals. But they do have the Jinx online. And they feel like they can win fights.
Their warding's going to matter so much. Camille can go over walls quickly and stun. Uh-oh, they might be in trouble right here, though. They're going to go aggressive. They're going to find a kill. Support stepping out a little bit too far as now Ruffian's in trouble, getting flashed on, getting taken down with the rockets. It's a double kill for Long Cannons. Can he find more right here? Galio behind the lines, but is going to get ulted away, and they're just going to look for some towers.
Did I call the Long Cannons on the Long Cannon champion or what?
Very Long Cannon.
It's awesome.
This is the part of the game that Popo excels in. They love when games go long because their macro and their game sense just improves as the game goes on. They just have that late game advantage.
There's an ultimate from Ornn. Is going to find it onto Galio, but Zebra is still safe from it as these guys are getting pushed back further and further. Inhib going to get taken down right here, and that's all that they want to bite, though. They don't want to chew off too much.
Now, you'd asked me earlier, what do we do if Naughty Narwhals win and Tarta doesn't have any kill participation, right? But what do we do if they lose and he doesn't have any kill participation?
That's the Bergerson special, right? Bergerson, like that's what he used to do.
Yeah,
He used to
0-0-0 400 gold farm down at the end of the game, and they lose.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, he's got a shutdown, so clearly Target is doing something right here. Now, I mean, it's so tough as this game goes on. You have this Poppy, you have this Lulu. Jinx is incredibly fed at this point, so it's just so hard to go in on these champs like Camille, like Galio, that want to get in on this Jinx and deny that reset.
Yeah, it's tricky, and so far, I gotta give props to Chapados with these really, really well-timed Lulu ults. That was one that stopped Carl Gustav from getting an engage down onto Long Cannons. A few more stops on Zebra, just really, really clean execution so far. And that's what's allowing Long Cannons to be so crazy aggressive.
Darden might be in some trouble. Does grab a little bit of a shield right there. Can he dodge any of this? Gets stunned against the wall, gets knocked up, and gets shut down. The shutdown gold going over to Jinx.
Well, there's some KP. Just not the way they were hoping for.
Poor Darden. That is tough.
Yeah, Long Cannon's really popping off in a position. I don't know if they're going to be willing to even try to give them this Jinx come game 2, no matter how this game ends up going. They're going to find some damage onto them. Might be able to hold on here.
Yeah, Jinx looking like a very confident pick for long cannons, but I think Narwhals will have the option of blue side, and I do expect this to continue to be a first pick or ban champion through the series.
100%. Narwhals aren't out of this game yet, though. I mean, obviously, Popo is pushing here, but the gold is pretty even. They have the soul coming up.
Zebra finding a knockup, but just trying to clear these minions as they're coming in. Galio and Lucian doing the best that they can, but now the tower is gone. Zebra might be stepped out a little bit too far. There's a lot of damage getting dropped onto him. He has to go all the way, and he drops the ultimate as well. And here comes Camille trying to find it, and Poppy's able to block him off. But here comes the flash in from Galio. He's looking for the CC. Camille's on the back line, and all of a sudden, everything is going south for these guys as Naughty Narwhals are starting to clean it up. They picked up 2. Can they pick up more right here? It looks like the ultimate from Galio is being dropped. That's the 3rd one in the fight. Gonna go their way. Chapados has to run for the hills. Victor also trying to retreat. Signs of life as Narwhals poke back.
And the timing couldn't be worse for Team Popo because Dragon's spawning in 30 seconds. A few members definitely won't be there. And this is Soul for the Naughty Narwhals if they pick it up.
Yeah, the
So
question
Salmon
here
gonna have to
is,
pull some crazy ways
Less
here.
Force, do you go for this Baron, which is up right now, or do you go in for the Soul?
I think if I'm Popo, I think I just give up the soul and run straight to Baron. I think the impact you're going to get from stalling out soul for another 5 minutes isn't worth the trade-off of they could just take Baron and potentially win this game off a really good, one good team fight with Baron and they win the game.
And they are
So if
making
I'm
the pings.
Popo-
They are making the pings, and it looks like they are going to be going to this Dragon right here, trying to get that Soul. Victor doing exactly what you're saying on the mini-map right now. All 4 of them beelining it for the worm up there.
Yeah, really slow take on this Dragon too. No DPS really showing up just yet. They're just getting here.
Yeah,
PP
and
coming
they're
through on the
just
top
gonna trade these
side.
off, and there's not going to be an answer from
Don't know.
the Narwhals. Nope.
Oh,
I love this call.
Really,
But this-
smart macro play from Popo this game.
This just puts the pressure on Popo that they have to win this game here in the next 5 minutes, in my opinion. With Elder, that's too volatile, too much of a coin flip. You have this strong 5 million, team fighting comp. You got to protect long cannons here.
Yeah, and long cannons, I mean, a little disrespectful. Let Zebra get right on with that Q. And Zebra with a crazy good engage. Taking him out early.
Zebra having, we were talking about, you don't want to take fights that aren't 100% going to win. Well, Naughty Narwhals have to take fights no matter what here because these guys are marching into their base right now. Zebra and Target did a really good job dropping into that backline in those fights earlier. Can they do it again? Carl Gustav also trying to find something, but it looks like Orange going to start off this fight. Drops the ultimate. Is going to find one person into the air, but it's not going to be too much. Super Mega Death Rocket goes wide. It's a perfect field goal. Cullen getting dropped down onto these guys, just creating space, trying to make it so these guys can maneuver into these fights. It's not going to matter. Still 12 to 12. So much used already. No one down.
So they got to answer mid, though. Now it's going to be 2 waves crashing into him with supers.
Yeah, it's a lot of Zebra. Needs to find a way to fight these guys because Jinx just took down the tower. They're looking for more. Can they find it? Another one knocked back as Tartan trying to go in. Here comes... Oh, Ruffian, is he going to go down? Rolando should do it. He can't slide away. And all of a sudden, Naughty Narwhals are fine. Oh, my God. He's able to stay alive for a little longer. Inhib respawns. He will get taken down in the end. It doesn't matter. Triple kill over to Long Cannons. MVP of this match right here as he goes to 10-4-6. And Team Popo take game 1.
Yeah, they made it exciting at the end, gave us a little scare, and then ran right into the enemy base and took it for themselves.
Absolutely perfectly played their end game, and that's just what Popo's been about all season. It doesn't matter if they went down. I think it was about at one point it was like 7K, but really in that mid game 4,000 or 5,000. Like that's totally manageable when you play this late game style comp with the macro, with the ability to TP and line up for late game plays like that. I don't think we see the Jinx again. And I know that.
Oh my God! Look, take a second, Less Force, and look at the damage charts. Chat's looking at it right now. It is preposterous.
Yeah. If you are the Narwhals and you're not planning on picking a Jinx for Ruffian on blue side, you have to get rid of it. But not enough credit going over to Chapados here on that Lulu. Obviously not the most damage dealt. Now we're close to the Jinx. But the impact was just absolutely tremendous, denying everything that the Camille wanted to do there in that game.
I was darn near saying, you know what? I don't think Jinx is the MVP. I think it's Lulu.
Yeah.
That was an aggressive Jinx game to say the least, and there's no chance you get away with that without, granted, a good degree of skill and ability to dodge, enemy skill shots and so on, but also a talented support keeping you alive.
Here's what I'm gonna actually say. You're both dead wrong. You're both idiots. It's
Of
definitely
course.
Jinx. Do you remember the fight before there was a kill in the game? Jinx is a team player and knows
so
what
true.
they're doing. Jinx flashes in front of Lulu, getting a culling dropped on her, and says, "Oh hell no, Lulu just exact amount of damage that I do right now is just as useful. I'm going to protect them, make sure they don't go down, make sure none of this gold gets dropped onto Lucian." Ended up saving your life. Like, it's just heads up play. Honestly, both teams, all 10 players, having really wonderful games.
My support, or my ADC rather, would never flash in front of me like that. So have to give kudos to Long Cannons there. I mean, I think everybody played pretty well. I don't think it's an orange, so you don't talk about it a ton. But I think that a no buff for you, not allowing this Camille to really snowball in that side wave. It took
Yeah.
them forever to get that tier 1. I don't think that there's going to be enough credit given over to them. So I want to shout out no buff for you for really slowing that with this monster and target that we've seen. Got a penta last week and really just wasn't able to have much of an impact this game.
Yeah, definitely true.
I'd say too, though, like, you have to be. It's easy to give credit to the people who are mitigating the onslaught, but the people who are providing the onslaught are really scary. Like, if you slip up, if a no buff for you doesn't maintain that level now, there's going to be problems, because we just saw what Tarded can do. Tarded had no kill participation and had a 500 gold bounty at one point. Like, the man is a menace. You start giving that guy kills. If a couple of those fights, if Kane picks up that first kill when he was going in on Victor early, if they start to snowball a little bit, that game could have been very different. They just hit that threshold of going late enough in the game where those macro plays mattered so much. So I wonder how draft is going to change because of that.
Yeah, I think on the blue side, especially when you have these really strong AD carry picks and they're left up, a lot of times what you have is drafts that are built around that AD carry on the blue side in particular, because it's generally early picked. So we'll see if that, especially with these two teams that have a focus around those players, if that's going to continue throughout the series and kind of dictate what Red's doing.
We gotta acknowledge that this is the first time in the 2+ months that we've been into the season, first time that the Narwhals have seen the defeat screen. Is there?
Wow, they're undefeated?
They have not dropped a single game the entire season, so that was their first loss. You have to wonder kind of where their team's at mentally. I mean, it was pretty close throughout. It's not like they got steamrolled, but they came in as like this juggernaut, and now their backs are kind of against the wall. So
this is the moment where you're thankful that you got beat in scrims, because adapting to a moment like this where you have been taken down and you have expectations of yourself. The people you're working with have expectations of you and themselves. Everybody who's watching that knows you, that is either a fan or a member of your org, has expectations of you. And you have to be able to bounce back when you lose a game. You have to be able to formulate a new game plan. You can't just be like, run it back, we'll win this game. You have to be able to adapt. And so playoffs put you in a position where it's do or die. And thank God they've been beaten in scrims, because if you haven't been beaten at all, you get so cocky, you get so arrogant. And then that hubris, when you get beat, then you're confused. And they don't want to be confused. You want to be clear and concise here. And I want to see a clear and concise draft. And I know that I think, they have people like Zelius in their org too, who are really level-headed, who have multiple trophies, who have played really well in the LBLCS. So Ruffian, massive LBLCS player. Zebra, massive. Tarded, massive. So these guys are really important to look to in terms of like mental stability. Like Mighty Fool, a.k.a. Binky Boy, has none. Has no mental stability.
No, definitely. And I think you lean on your veterans here. A lot of these players have a lot of experience with playing playoffs, playing in the league. But more than that, a lot of these players have been leaders on their previous teams. There's people within the org that are going to be able to step up and say, hey, guys, that's game one. That was the warm up. Time to party, And I think, to some extent, there are plans that teams come into the series with, and very experienced teams will probably lean back on those plans. But what I like to see more often than not is when you scrap whatever you were doing in game one, you go to some new idea, because I think that throws the other team off too. You don't let them stay in the groove of what they were doing. You make them play to some new game plan.
Yeah. I will say Less Force somehow the last couple of times I've been casting with him, I don't know if he's been cheating or downloading some type of secret algorithm for this shit, but he's been right like the last 6 times I've cast with him, at least one of the games, so he's right again. I'm wondering if he's wondering how much
I've got a crazy theory here.
how much do you really know?
I think that just coming on and casting has given me the ability to get better at this. It's really just that simple.
I was sure you were gonna say see the future.
I thought he was gonna say see the future too. Did you? I thought he was gonna say the same exact thing.
I hate it when you think the same things as me.
No, that would have been better though. But no, we'll see how many schmeckles I earn there. I think I might crack 60K. Might have to hold off on betting there. That's a nice little trust fund for down the road.
I also want to point out that it's really good that Buggle was wrong about which team was going to win again.
Starting back again from the bottom.
Yeah.
Starting back again from 0. Here we go. Can you did you do the payout? Can you do the payout for these little
These
little mutants? Don't fuck it up either.
I'm trying my best here, man. Okay, who won though? Popo?
Team Popo won, dude.
All right, complete prediction. Yeah, that looks good. Whatever.
What do you mean it looks good? Whatever. What do you mean it looks good? Whatever.
What?
Well, it's just 100,000 schmackles. Who cares?
I got it right. I always get it right.
God. I just want to do a quick little shout out to everybody who followed, participated in chat, and or subscribed in the past, amount of time in which I've been speaking with these two geniuses. Big Bro Soup, thank you for the follow. Now I'm going to try to pronounce this next name. I'm going to mess it up. Dick Strix, thank you so much for the the prime sub. Now your name could be Bass Nasty or Bass Nasty, but Bass Nasty sounds better whether or not you're a fisherman or someone who loves aquatic life. So Bass Nasty, thank you for the follow. And Deathpool 3, who was definitely ripped off by the idea of Deadpool. They took your idea for a name. And don't you let anyone tell you differently. Thank you for the follow as well.
A killer. And it looks like we are rolling through the draft. And guess what got picked? You'll never guess.
The Jinx.
Jinx? But for Naughty Narwhals this time. So it's going to be on...
whatever he's being called.
It's going to be on Ruffian, Zelius 4, the Freak Mutant.
Party Enjoyer. Yeah, that guy.
Now... the good thing here is we'll see what they decide to pick here on 1. We assume there's going to be an 80 carry here as a Vi.
Ooh, I like that.
Since you game plan game 1 to play the Jinx at B1, you had the whole idea of what are we going to be scared to play against with that comp, and now that they're on the other side of the equation, they have the answers as to what they're most fearful of with the Jinx. And so the Vi point and click get in on the Jinx. Probably going to see ADC here at 2. We'll see what long cannon. Maybe it's the gangplank with the long cannon. I'm not sure. They're actually just gonna blind the Ornn.
I kind of like that. I think they saw what the answer was last game, that Tartar was just gonna go for the Camille, and they were like, okay, we're not really scared of the Camille. Show us something else. We'll take the Ornn.
Time to.
This Snoopy Zagam just must be so scary that they're like, they triple ban him and he still's like, yeah, I know exactly what I want to play though. So you didn't ban one of my 18 champions I mastered. So it does get the vibe that he wants. It looks like it is going to be Leona, which I've seen on the support here many times for Naughty Narwhals. Very scary. I've seen Zebra bring out all those picks that they just flashed too.
Not the Ivern.
Not the Ivern. It's actually good here too. They have the Leona for the engage. They put the Enchanter in the jungle and buff the Jinx up that way. But it's...
oh my god. This is what okay, they're both up. They're showing them. They're both up. It's the Kled. It's Tartan's Kled.
I would like to see Braum. It's I think one of Chapados' most played picks, and I think that it works really well into kind of the disengage and stalling out. I mean, Kled and Leona, they have one button. They want to go in, and if you're able to buy enough time, let the Ornn get set up with the Horn, let Vi go in on the Jinx, I think that could be really good. They're gonna instead go with the Nautilus, which is just kind of more of a handshake lane.
No, I actually love what they're doing. If you look at their ultimates, what they have 2 point-and-click ultimates, and right now they're going to be able to deal with Jinx come late game. One of them should be able to. Now they're going to have to figure out a way to deal with Kled, because I'm not sure Ornn can do it this game.
I was thinking Renata would also be pretty good here.
Mhm.
But they're not going to opt for that without having the AD carry to pair with that, I guess. Makes
I'm
sense.
I'm interested in the fact that Narwhals banned out the Silas. I was actually going to say that I think that Popo's draft is like tremendous for a Silas for the Narwhals pickup, but I guess Carl Gustav, maybe it's not in their wheelhouse, didn't feel comfortable on it. So I guess it makes sense to ban it out for that reason. And there goes the Jarvan, which is just, again, super strong jungler at the moment. Kind of helps go in with the Leona with the Kled.
Yeah, I think this also allows them to pick a kind of a more passive, low movement AD carry instead of, and then not worry about the Jarvan pickup on blue side. They are just going to lock in a Swain, though, which is killer.
Swain Nautilus, absolutely miserable to play against in lane.
Don't hover Annie. Don't do that.
Hover Annie.
Don't fuck
They-
with
they-
me,
Yeah,
Zelius. Whoever's drafting,
yeah,
don't
yeah.
do this.
Do
Don't
it,
do this
do
to
it,
me.
do it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! No, 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 no.
So, question for you, Les Force: is this a potential Swain bot lane? Is that what you're saying, or because that would be nuts, and I kind of like it.
That's my guess. My educated guess is a Swain bot. Maybe that's because I just played against it in solo duo and it seemed absolutely cracked. Is they're
Sure.
gonna actually go Xin Zhao. No, I think more realistically, it's probably gonna be for Sama on mid. But at the same time, it's kind of weird to see B1 Jinx and then sit on ADC for the entire draft. So they must have something like really, really like great lined up here
Yeah.
on R5.
I was thinking they could be cooking like a Felios or something like that, but I feel like it's just too much engage on the other side to go for that with the draft that they have. So I guess I'd expect like Samira.
That's spicy.
Not that. That's
That's-
awesome.
Here's my favorite thing about both of these comps. They were like, yeah, playing Lulu was cool. Being able to kite back was cool. It was fun but both teams this game were like, nah, kill. We waited almost 12 minutes for first blood, right? It's time to kill. This is gonna be an absolute massive fiesta.
I like it. The coolest part of this is that if Jinx gets her procs on lethal, she's got like double the range of every character on Popo at a minimum. Like, so they gotta go in, or they're getting shredded. Yeah, this is cool. I like the Swain pick as well. I feel like this is one of those sneaky picks where Jinx thinks she's free hitting until she's dead. You know?
Well, I think chat was even talking about it too. Maybe that or I was just hallucinating chat screens. Both equally possible. Not a lot of peel for Jinx, right? We're talking about everybody's going in all the time. I mean, Vi is going in, Nautilus is going in, Leona's going in, Xin Zhao's going in, Kled's going in. So it's it's kind of whose front line is slightly squishier and died first. You know what I mean? Like this is going to be just a crazy, crazy battle scene.
Yeah, I was also going to touch on that fact that there's really no protection for this Jinx. I mean, yeah, you have an Annie shield, I guess, but I don't know. I just feel like Leona, Kled, they want to just all run in. The Xin Zhao, I guess, can maybe provide a little peel, but on the other side, you have 3 forms of engage. You could just use one of those as more of a protective ability for the Samira, try and get those style points up. You could leave the Vi to sit back and stop the Kled from going in. You could wait and hold on to the Ornn ultimate. I just feel like there's a lot more versatile ways to play for Popo, and so I think again I just outright like Popo more here.
Yeah, I think piggybacking on that a little bit, one of the things that I like to see when there's a Vi in the game is things that can kind of go in before the Vi, so that you don't get put in the situation where Vi flies over 3 walls because somebody had flash and a dash and something else. Right. You can set up with the Ornn ulti, you can set up with some other CC, and it can look really good. Popo's on red this time. Yeah.
Popo is on the red side, as we do have the predictions now live for any mutant freaks out there that want to bet their hard-earned schmeckles.
Put it in there, guys. It's going to get serious.
Remember, all in.
Remember, all in or don't play.
Yeah, all in or you're scared.
Such terrible.
Probably
What a bad thing to try to convince people. Just remember, bet everything you have or get the hell out.
I've heard it works at Vegas too.
I was gonna say, can you imagine that in like a setting like that, like a casino?
You just like walk
Sir,
in, it's
actually,
like a
you
big
have to
hammer up
give us
top.
your whole bank account before you're allowed to bet. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I actually got unbanned from a few casinos by doing this. Just to random strangers.
Yelling at people. No, has to be all your money.
They were like, "We need that guy in here."
Well, it's gonna be a different game this time. You know, you're in playoffs. Everybody's on a different champ except Orn, who's still on Orn. Kind of feels like I'm playing top lane again, and I'm looking at everybody else, and I'm jealous that they're all playing different people.
Yeah, but you're also really happy because you might look good in the game.
I might look okay, just bearable enough.
Yeah, you're like, "Hey guys, I'm not gonna look dumb. This is cool. I'm playing my champ."
I feel like Kled can maybe take the action to Ornn a little bit earlier in the game, but there's also the trade back of if you get dismounted, Ornn can probably just one tap you, even at like level 5. So I think this
Well,
is definitely a little riskier from Tarded.
I
There
think,
is a wrinkle here.
yeah, Tarded, I think, can actually, we saw game 1 be really like he put on a show up in the top lane. No buff for you, like just did such a good job dealing with the Camille, dealing with the pressure. Camille was constantly shoving waves in. They had really good info on where the Poppy was in the jungle, and she was trying to abuse it. Ornn didn't go down in CS. Ornn stayed equal almost the entire game, teleported to team fights, made sure they got dragons, made sure he was playing for the team. He did a really good job mitigating any type of pressure, as well as providing assistance to his team. So if he can do something similar here, it's going to be great. The problem is either he is going to get taken down by Kled, or he is going to go actually down in CS this time, because I think Kled's like pressure to freeze waves and not just CS is going to be greater.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I think to top all that off, we're talking about Tarded Skled here. This guy takes this is like what any one trick will do, but it's it's Tarded, so it's like on another level. Where he takes this champion and just plays it at a level that's like 2 leagues higher than what he is,
Yeah, no, he's mastered this champion. Dude's a jack of all trades. He's not a master of none. He's a master of Kled. So definitely going to be a problem with him up there. I love how much we're hyping him up, because last time you were like, "Oh, he's going to get first blood," and then he did nothing for 30 minutes. He just farmed.
He just dies.
So
He just farms and dies.
watch me just curse him into oblivion and just dies 40 times to start the game.
He's gonna get soloed in 4 minutes. We talked about so much.
So I was gonna come in here so mad.
You guys cursed me. Wow, there's so many schmeckles on the line. We're over 200,000 total schmeckles. Bet this game. That's what I like to see in playoffs. You spent all season accruing these schmeckles, watching the stream. Time to grip it and rip it, man. Double up or lose them all. Come on.
Zelius
made everybody in chat all in.
Schmeckles. I mean, he bet 30K last game that he lost. He just bet 87.5 thousand.
Oh my god.
We got a 40,000 bet on the side of Team Popo. I can't say I was that aggressive, but I did put some schmeckles. I'll put a little bit more on here.
You sprinkle some in at this point. Might as well.
Yeah, you got like 80,000 of Zelius's schmeckles to win here.
Yeah, right there. Now both sides are over 100,000.
Wow. This is a playoff game. This is an LBLCS playoff game. We got the rich in chat. Zelius, I didn't know, was a millionaire, apparently, just tossing around 90K drops for fun, man.
I got a sinking feeling that that's all in. I don't know. I think that
Oh,
might be
your
it.
advice. I mean,
I think he's got he must pocket like 15K that he'll never bet. You know what I mean? Like, always got it just in case.
Yeah, he's a financially smart guy, I would say. So this is a good likelihood of that.
Oh, I'm gonna have to move scores around because I'm super smart and I didn't move anything around when we had like a minute break. So you guys talk about whatever you want for a day.
Let's talk about the skin game.
I
think,
skin game.
I'm looking at a skin I ain't never seen before in my life. Kibblehead Kled. And I don't even really know what that means.
We really had no time to go over skin game there. I do respect the no skin Ornn, just running it back. His skins aren't very good, if we're being honest. I love that Fright Night Nautilus chroma though. Got like that pink like spooky theme going on.
It's huge too, which that's like totally what Nautilus should be. It's gigantic.
So you see the pretty. Well, I'm actually surprised that it doesn't look like Popo's looking to get super aggressive here. I feel like a comp with like a Nautilus, often wants to go in, and this is that signature read from Ruffian. The stack here into the engage. If they walk in, they're gonna be in trouble. But I feel like they should have the heads up to know to just drop the ward and get out, get that information. Nobody on the Narwhals has a sweeper, so that's a win.
Yeah, solid. And they didn't even rotate Vi, so I feel like they were never willing to commit there. But I also like that when they poke forward and wait for someone to peek out, they're holding the other two jungle entrances. They're saying, okay, we need to be aware of whether or not we're getting countered on the top side, what's going on, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, we see
A little cheesiness
now,
going on.
yeah, just kind of breaking up here. Everyone going back where they came from. We'll see where Zebra decides to start. Probably going to be on that red, so Popo will have the advantage and know where he's at, as it looks like they're actually going to, go opposite paths here.
Yeah, I was curious after Chapados put the ward over if they were gonna go sit that try. I think they won't.
Now looks like the team of Popo Snoopy's going to try to get down here with the Samira Nautilus around that level 3. Maybe we look to see like a 3 camp into bot once they hit level 2. Try to get that Samira ahead, because again, another champ that doesn't feel great from behind.
Yeah, definitely. And especially when you have that Jinx, just anything you can do to kind of either shut the Jinx down or maybe make it so that the Samira can have that edge, just kill the support and take a win, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I want to see Tartan get aggressive. He's already trying to get behind the Orin in the top side.
Yeah, I think ideally you probably want this wave to start pushing into you just a little bit. No wards for the bot lane of Narwhals, and it looks like Vi is just doing that 3 camp clear. So this is probably right about where they want things to be.
Yeah, in this mid lane, Salmon putting a lot of pressure onto Carl Gustav.
You might actually be able to take a kill right here. One more auto. The level up, though. Shuki was in. He flashes forward, but he didn't know he was going to flash into danger as Zebra picks up first blood.
It was a bait the whole time. And Salmon burns both some.
Nice flash forward. Dredgeline is going to connect. They're finding a lot of CC onto this Leona right now. They're popping up right there. Can they find a couple more auto attacks? 1 or 2 more should be enough. Long Cannons picks up a kill for themselves.
And poetic that Salmon and Salmon's kitten are first and second blood in this
Something
game.
wrong's going in that household. Everyone's dying.
Everyone's dying. Bad house to be in. Don't go in.
That was good there, though, just really well executed. Snoopy hanging onto that Q, waiting for the Leona to flash, and then just pops it. Nowhere for her to go. And getting that kill onto Long Cannons, super high value.
Yeah, especially after that game 1 performance that we saw. Definitely want Long Cannons getting an early advantage if you can help it. Snoopy got a few camps to clear out, and trades ganks as well with Zebra, who got that early kill in the mid lane. So keeping it pretty even. Like to see it. This is definitely a Zebra pick where you have a lot of like early pressure. Probably a good 1v1 into the Vi as well.
One adaptation I like is I'll actually hold that again, just going in.
They're trying to find more damage onto him right now as Leona again is between a rock and a hard place as they're in the cove. And there's nowhere to go.
Is he gonna take it? Okay, gives it to Long Cannons. I like that.
Right there.
If I'm Vi, I take that 10 times out of 10.
Doesn't matter who you are, you just take it.
Yeah. If I'm like Lulu, I take it there.
You could be Yumi, you'd flash. You'd take flash on Yumi just to flash.
I jump out and auto that guy to death.
I love the shift in aggression, and I also love how Popo's kind of adapted here. You can see they've been investing wards on their own side of the map, like right there by the Raptors, just realizing that Zebra last game was constantly invading, and now they're just doing a better job of tracking him here, which is limiting his ability.
Yep.
And looks like Zebra, speaking of, is going to be down here in the bot
Another
side.
fight down here in the bot lane is Chapados taking a lot of damage here. Does not have flash available. Zebra actually picks it up right there with an auto. I thought they were going to give it over to Ruffian, but
And no way. That's my boy. That's a true jungler.
Zebra pulling a Binky Boy move, just like Mighty Fool.
Oh. Anyway, I'm a little shocked to see how the trading's going in this mid lane. Annie, not a crazy aggressive laner, but this Swain is definitely getting the better of the trade so far. If it weren't for that early gank from Zebra, I think we might have seen a solo kill by now.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Swain's pretty solid, like early on in lane, just able to hit that E and then the Q, W. Pretty solid trades there every time. But they went with the Conquer, so I mean, even a little bit worse in lane, than the electrocute.
Yeah, I think Annie's pretty good at mitigating a lot of those aggressive lanes, but in this one, it's just the right range to be able to avoid those stuns with that full trading. Those supports showing up. Not great for someone's kitten. Like, oh, quick one onto Annie. Ooh. Annie gonna go down as a clutch find from Chapados, and the kill going over to Snoopy. Someone's kitten gonna run down to the bot side.
Nowhere to
for
go.
This world.
No flash.
Yeah, that's gonna be. Will they give it to mid? Come on, someone!
Yeah. Damage doing absolutely nothing. But no, I mean, this is just the peril that you have when you play engaged supports. If you fall behind the pace of the game, it just feels horrendous. You don't have any impact, you don't have the health to survive, and it's really just a one-way trip over and over again. Huge difference in the game here so far from Popo. Like, they're playing so much more aggressively early on, whereas last game it was Zebra and it was Carl Gustav kind of running the map. This time it's Snoopy and Cup.
Yeah, and they're able to just transition that straight down to the
big drop in the mid lane right here as Asama and gets really low again. Tibbers trying to chase him down. A flash forward from Annie as well as the auto attack as Carl Gustav picks up his first kill of the game.
Yeah, and that's a big one right there. Gets a little bit of revenge. Might have been greedy for Salmon to go back mid and try to get the push without any coverage. And gets punished right away. Carl Gustav commits the flash, commits the ultimate, but gets away with the kill.
Like the chat saying it's actually just a Swain fastback. It's big brain.
Oh no.
They didn't burn their ghost. They saved that for another day.
And Kled this time not grabbing the kills, but is actually pretty up in CS. This is what we talked about. There's gonna be one of two ways, right? No buff for you. Either gonna be trying to keep up with that CS and gonna be going a little bit too ham for them, or Tarda just gonna start to creep up in the CS right here.
Well, you're okay if you go down a little bit on Ornn. It's just a matter of how much can you mitigate the pressure that comes with that CS, I feel like. Because late game Ornn will still provide a ton of value. Still doing okay in these trades right now, though. Maybe I'll curse that here in a second.
And I think part of it, too, is that if Kled is able to get the push in on you, and especially with Tarda in these tank matchups, does have that ultimate to, kind of get out of the lane without using the TP. And the way we've been seeing the aggression coming through in the mid lane, it could be a target for sure with that ultimate.
Willie Waller 2010, thank you for being the newest investor in the LBLCS. Remember to go to the Denny's in Vermont, go to the dumpster ground back, knock on it 3 times, and ask for Todd. He's going to give you unlimited pancakes, but here comes another fight up in the top lane. No buff for you. Getting hit up, is able to dodge Zebra's strike and going to drop the blitz on him.
Big feet.
Good movement there. Carl getting kind of spicy with it now. Emboldened by that solo kill.
Yeah, a little bit of confidence goes a long way in this game.
You want confidence when you're again down to a series point here. You don't want to be playing passive. You want to be able to dictate what you're doing. So gotta respect it.
Yeah, I think again though, you have that jinx for the late game insurance, so you're not too sad if things go pretty even.
Uh-oh, big fight up here as Ornn drops the ultimate. He's actually only find Annie, but here comes Swain going all the way in. Does get knocked back. Is Annie gonna drop anything on him? Genji gets pulled up in the air, knocked around. She's able to drop Tibbers out of it, but can't go that way, and now it's gonna be all over for her. She gets sent back to the fountain.
And a good decision from Snoopy to turn over onto that Annie with the ultimate. And we see Salmon pulls back, doesn't manage to secure the kill. Once again, the jungler picking it up. But I think you're okay with that in that spot. We'll see. We have the 2, I think, worst dragons for Soul already going to be out of the way. We've got Chemtech be the first one, Ocean going to be the second. So we'll get one of the more fun ones. At least one of the ones I like better.
And Inferno could be crazy on the Samira here, I feel like.
Are you using your future sight on this one, or is this just a...
Yeah, this is that caster future sight I've got going on.
Yeah, that's a real buff for you, huh?
That's crazy, yeah.
You should start using that in your life. Start casting your life. You might be able to know what's going to happen next.
Yeah. All your LBLCS games just go into caster voice before every dragon spawn.
Dude, That is incredible. Wait, let me grab a notepad real quick.
Yeah, take notes.
Yeah, take notes. Smart. Zebra in the area. Vi in the area. They're looking for something. They're going in. Good use of that right there, but maybe a little bit too deep from them right there. Shapados has to flash away. Long Cannon's going in. Can he find the ultimate right here? But he's not fully stacked up. He's not fancy enough, but there it is. He gets taken down immediately. And all of a sudden, Naughty Narwhals turn the head on its game. I reversed those words, but that was pretty fun.
Huge play from Naughty Narwhals. Really smart from Zebra to kind of lurk in the shadows, bait them into a position that's advantageous for them. And I think only 2 of the 3 go over to Ruffian, but that is still huge for the Jinx.
It is. That looking a little tragic there. I think that could have looked a lot differently if Cannons was able to get the style points off to pop that ultimate. But by that point, Nautilus had already used everything. Vi had to get out, and so a lot of kills going over. And this first tower getting gifted to the Jinx. That's not great if you're Popo.
It is good for the fans, though, as Naughty Narwhals do need to win this one to make it a 3-game series.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Carl, okay, we see you, Carl. No doubt, Carl. No doubt. Uh-oh.
For sure.
For sure, Carl.
What do the kids say nowadays? Like,
Carl's an op, dude. That's what they're saying right now.
terrible.
Carl does pick up another kill, though. 3 deaths here for the Swain.
I hated that.
You asked.
I did.
Not a fan of the word op.
I just don't know what it means, and it makes me feel old.
Oh, so you're showing your age, I guess. There was a discussion last week, I think, in community. I think it was MF the Moose also didn't know what the word op meant, so it's not just you if it makes you feel any better.
It's okay, it's used heavily by middle schoolers, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's been a while. I don't know. Dragon
yeah, they pick up the Dragon Zebra, trying to find aggressive right here as Leona's also all the way in. They're going to drop everything onto them right here. They pick up Vi, and actually Ruffian's just in there free hitting. He's able to pick up a kill for himself as well. Now he's turning his sights for the Swain. They're looking for it. One more auto attack. Should be able to pick it up, but he's actually not in range. There he goes. He gets pulled into range, and he takes him down. Now Tardan might be in trouble. He's going to get... Oh my god, he flashes over it. Stays alive.
Really weird. All the dragons are on Team Popo. All of them.
Unfortunately, another Cloud Soul here. Not exciting by any means, but
No, you gotta go to the eye.
You gotta go fast. You gotta go fast.
Yeah.
Annie sprinting at you Mach 10 is scary, trust me.
That is true.
Had many nightmares similar.
Once again, Tarded. No kill contributions yet in the game. Up a solid amount of CS though. Chilling.
Just chill.
Waiting to see when that's gonna come through.
Tarded, yeah, he's doing his special. You're right. Tarded is doing his special right now. No kills, no deaths, no assists. Oh, he just lost his shutdown a second ago.
You know what this really means, though? It just means that both junglers are willing to completely ignore top for the entirety of the series.
Respect.
They do not have any intention of going up there whatsoever.
I have respect for those jugglers.
Yep, there are only camps on the top side of the map and nothing else.
Yep.
As Snoopy actually goes up there for a wave, which is even better.
Just taking the camps. I'm about for you.
Zebra looking for some pressure here in the mid lane too. Can't find it on the long cannons. As Gustav is cyberbullying Swain right now.
Yeah, it was looking rough at the start, and everybody's forgotten about that by this point. Earl Gustav is going full Turbo Annie mode. I'm sure you're very excited about, Buggle.
Annie is not a fun champ in this game.
I don't know. I think Annie's pretty cool.
I gotta be on
I like a
Buggle's
big
side
bear.
here.
Thank you.
Big
Thank
bear
you.
and stuff. Yeah.
I need people on my side as Dredgeron's going to connect onto Leon right now. A lot of damage getting dropped onto her. Good trade back on the Chapidos, but here comes Zebra trying to find some as well. Zenith Blade's going to connect. They're going all in. Super Mega Death Rock connects onto one. Can they finish him off? It's a 1-for-1 so far. They've actually picked up a second one as Zinzao is going to go down. They're trying to chase underneath tower. It's Ruffian's going crazy.
Yeah. Long cannons with good movement there. Smart to flash out when he did. Didn't allow for that last auto to come through from the Jinx. And
Ornal coming through though.
Yeah, tower should go down in the end. They do. And Jinx starting to chase him down a lot. Chapidos in a really bad position, but the Ornal being dropped is going to connect onto one of them. Just a little bit of deterrence so they couldn't dive right there.
Yeah, I think Chapados got a little surprised by that crit coming through from Ruffian. And I think I was too. As it finishes him off, lets Jinx get excited, and they don't have a chance to turn once that happens, really.
So game, you know, I'm not saying that this is game over, but this is game fully in control here for Naughty Narwhals.
Absolutely. Yeah. The only thing that is going against them that Team Popo can kind of rely on right now is that dragon stacking. But I think it's going to be difficult to take that next fight contesting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's going to be really difficult for them. I think, you know, yeah, they have the 2 dragons, so yes, if they manage to get a third, then they could actually start using their really good macro sense that we saw in game 1 and put it to fruition here in game 2, because I can kind of get them in a pinch. But these guys are starting to steamroll on Narwhals.
Yeah,
I got 2 things here. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, rushing towards that IE. We didn't see that game. Game 1 from Long Cannons with Ruffian just rushing right for it. Could be quite a problem here. Already up to a 650 shutdown.
Yeah, so to piggyback on that a little bit, Ruffian has 6 kills and a lot of the team's gold. So they have all the tools they need to target that Jinx, and that's going to mean a lot because that's a big portion of the damage coming through. So they might look to contest just on that fact alone, see if they can lock down the Jinx and secure a fight. The other thing that's going to play into that a lot is that in chat, I can see Akhenaten Ferox is calling the hunk for Ruffian.
Ruffian is the hunk, and he's dropped the traps right there. A lot of damage onto this Vi right now. He's on the right side of him. He's actually able to stay alive for a little bit longer, but the ultimate from Nautilus is going to connect. Swain's the next one's going to go down. Samira's all the way in here. Picks up the hunk, though. The hunk is down. I repeat, the hunk is down, and so is Leona to follow. Can they use this blast cone to try to create something good use to that ultimate right there, but Kled is in the fight. He's hitting on Chapados right now. Zebra also hitting no buff for you. Right now, it's a 3 for 4. Only Ornn is still up. Can he do anything? I don't think so. He is just a fish in a barrel for these guys. Oh,
the flash, so good.
The knock-up flash away. Keeps his life alive. Jump from barrel to barrel.
Yeah, and the hunk, surrounded on all sides by enemies, manages to pick up 2 in that fight, keeps the fight alive, and the cleanup comes through from the rest of the squad.
I actually think
tried their best. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I actually kind of like that more for Team Popo. Like, obviously they lose 4 people and they give up the dragon.
Shutdown gold was
but
massive.
Shutdown gold goes onto the Samira. That's a ton of gold in the pockets there. And I was just heads up from no buff for you. Tarda didn't have a TP, so Orange just straight up walked and was just there way before Tarda was even in the fight. So that was an opportunity to get some gold back, and I think that was about best case scenario for Popo.
It could have been a lot worse, that's for sure.
There's only one thing, probably the worst thing about that for Team Popo that I'm seeing, and that's that Tarda did get KP before like the 30-minute mark.
True. He's involved.
And we don't really know what that means. Yeah. We haven't seen it yet this series, so.
It's true. It's funny because it's true. They did also pick up a dragon here for Narwhals, so they'll be coming at you a little bit faster now that Annie's a little bit scarier.
I love this in chat. Cryptic saying, "Who do these top laners think they are actually playing the game this time?"
Yeah, some nerve, huh?
What is with that?
Tarded undefeated with KP before 30 minutes. Really important from Zelius. It is true. Uh-oh. Bye. Finding some damage. Dredgeline finding Leona right there. Is Zebra trying to hit these guys. He's actually in the backline. Drops the ultimate as well. Doing a lot of damage on Wonkin. Who drops the ultimate. And is going to pick them up. Here comes all the rest of the damage. It's Samira that goes down first. Ornn ultimate's going to connect onto 3 of them, but Jinx is going to pick up Vi in the fight. Ornn looks like they're the next one to go. Ruffian on the double kill. Can he find the triple right here? Looking for it. Does find the W onto Chapados. Chapados finds the Dredgeline onto the wall. Should be able to get away, but Target flashes over the wall. Going more aggressive with these guys. They're going to look for the dive right now, finding a lot of damage out of this Swain, but maybe biting off more than they can chew. The hubris getting them a little bit because Swain might be able to pick up that kill right there. A lot of damage on a target as he is ticking down. Ruffian just going to push this wave in, and it's going to be a 3 for 3.
Yeah, the hunk absolutely goes untouched that fight till just at the end, and it looks like Tarded was a little drunk on the KP. Definitely running in there, trying to find those last 2 kills. Unable, but they will be rewarded with a pretty solid team fight.
There was so much going on there that I couldn't tell where Salmon was at the start of that fight, but by the time that everyone else, like the Samira, the Vi had died, Salmon was just walking up. Had sums, had ghosts. I don't know if they were just like in base and walking, or if they just like couldn't find a way in the fight. That could have looked entirely differently if Swain is there at the start, which I think shows that that this game is well within Popo's reach.
Yeah, and once again, Long Cannon's dishing a lot of damage, manages to survive that initial engage, get a kill, and just by the end of it, I think the numbers and the positioning were not ideal. So it goes down. But yeah, definitely the target needs to be Jinx in these fights, I think, for Popo to have a really good shot.
Looks like they're actually going to go in on these guys right now as Ruffian is the target. They're finding so much damage on him with the traps, keep him alive for a little bit longer. He doesn't get taken down in the end as Vi cannot finish off the kill.
Yeah, but
No
critically,
flash,
Baron's up.
And they no help. They're plugging up
low
the
HP.
base.
Yeah.
Could be an option here. They're looking for it.
They started up. They want to take this. Some pings are coming out, though. Zebra is aware. Target is aware. Annie and Leona converging. Kled going to drop that ultimate, trying to find some damage onto these guys, and now they're fighting without their Jinx, but they are doing so much damage onto these guys. Maybe going in a little bit too deep. Super Mega Death Rocket does connect as Carl Gustav going to go golden in there, but it looks like it's going to be a clean sweep for these guys as Baron's helping them out a little bit. That kill is going to go over to Chapados. They're super low, though.
Do it now.
Oh my god, they shouldn't be staying. This is what Jinx wants. Jinx just wants a few auto attacks, but so does Samira. She just wants to go in a little bit. Jinx picks up one kill, but that's all she's gonna get as they trade ADCs.
But it's a jungler. They can't go for Baron.
I don't think they should have anyway. This is fine.
Well,
I think the Jinx.
Ruffian feeling his shades of Danny there for a second. Saw those low health bars, but now the Narwhal's just biting off a little too much there. I mean, you knew the Jinx had no health, had to base, and that's your Fed member of the team. So I don't know. This is now gonna feel really rough. I mean, the gold's still in their favor, but clearly the team fighting
I
going
think
very well for Popo.
you meant like shades as in like aspects of Danny, but I was thinking of like Danny shades, and then I thought of the phrase D shades, like Ruffian's got his D shades on, like he's looking at everything like he's Danny. He just wants to kill. He's looking for the penta. So next time I see the hunk popping off, I'll be like, Ruffian's got his D shades on. Here he goes.
Love it.
I hate it. I don't know. I'll tell you what, though. A lot of gold went over to Long Cannons, and I think that's kind of underrated here. We're talking a lot about Jinx having money, Jinx having shutdowns. Long Cannons got some gold now. Gonna be doing the damage.
Swings on the backside of these guys. They're trying to clear out this vision. This is a big dragon fight. Fourth dragon of the game. Could be tied 2-2. Could put them on sole point if it does go to Team Popo. 20-18 is the score, and the dance begins. It takes two to tango if you're playing at home. And they're about to tangle themselves. A nice grab right there from Swain. Grabbing a couple of them. Here comes Vi. Going in the ultimate from Ornn. Getting dropped. Flash over the wall. Trapados is right here, but they're unable to reconnect on the Ornn horn. Now everybody is going in. It's Samir just going to pick up the first kill onto Leona. She's going absolutely ham. Lamsky in the back line. She's going to pick up another. A third one. A fourth one being picked up. And it looks like it's going to be a clean-bodied ace for Team Popo.
Wow. I was really worried when they didn't land that Ornn ultimate. And it was just a bait the whole time. They were just sitting there like, okay, we're not going to do it. Come at us, you know? Ruffian trying to get the damage down. The hunk pumping from the back line, but Vi finds their way on. And Salmon did so much damage in that team fight with that ultimate.
And that's the problem with such a heavy like engage coming out from the Narwhals that if Swain's able to just survive the first initial burst there, they don't have the tools to get through this guy. He just they're all on top of him. He's constantly getting those Conqueror stacks. They're getting this dragon. They're getting the Baron. I feel like the game has really just like completely swung away from the Narwhals here.
Yeah, and this is one of those problems too. They have that 3-item Jinx. Oh, are we gonna see a little bit of a shenanigans? No, it's just Leona.
It is gonna go over in the end. 20-23. Gold lead is slim, but the momentum is great for Team Popo right now.
Yeah, but they have that scaling Jinx for the side of Naughty Narwhals. They just need to keep that Jinx safe. And I think when you have a lower PL comp like we saw in last fight, where Jinx is, you know, it doesn't really matter if your Jinx has 3 items if she's dead or CC'd, right?
And that's the difference. Just, I mean, Leona, Kled, and they all want to go in, and it's just hard to keep the Jinx up if you know you're going in trying to set her up.
Yeah, so I think the game plan for the Hunk Ruffian here might need to just be like play a little bit safe, look for that initial get excited kill, and then that's when you start opening up in the fight. You know, you play a little bit further back, you try to avoid that initial engage, wait for things to get blown, and maybe once that stuff happens.
You know, Snoopy game 1 looked super clean with everything they were doing. Game 2, they are playing so smart in when they are CCing. They are chaining things with Nautilus, with Ornn, making sure that people can't be doing constant damage. And if they weren't doing that, if they were just layering it, these team fights would be very different. They're doing a good job with CC selection and who they are hurting here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, big credit to Snoopy getting those ultimates consistently on the Jinx. It's very hard to get through this front line sometimes.
Yeah,
but eventually in every fight,
could
that
be a
Jinx
little
gets
set
found.
up.
And now we should start seeing that gold lead balloon. They're able to take that mid tower. They're just going to go walk as a 5-man up and take this top tower. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to extend that advantage a little bit more, push this tier 2, as they might try to catch somebody out.
Lock Cannons is just always like this, huh? Just runs in front of the team as AD, just doesn't care.
Vi in the area. Decides not to go over the wall, not to try to find anything. Look how fast Annie is coming out of that stuff. She's going to look for someone over the wall. They're all stacked right there, but Vi goes over the wall looking for Gustav. Not going to find him. Swain hitting them with a little bit of that burn, that Leandry's Lament. Now really screwing up. Oh, here comes the all-in. Everybody is fighting. It is going absolutely crazy. S3 picks up the first kill of the fight. A nice Ornn ultimates connect onto the rest of them, and they're trying to dive these guys and take them down. Narwhals falling by the wayside, and it's a 4-for-0 so far. Tarded, can he hold on to it? Can he remount? He can't. Full-bodied ace.
That's what you had to look for there. I mean, it was a great look from Gustav to go in with the flash, trying to get on the Samira, and she took a ton of damage before that play even started. But just the way the game is at this point, the gold lead, the Swain just sustaining so much, just full ace there, and I think that's probably just going to be a series sweep here for Team Popo.
Looks like it's going to be a clean 2-0 as they've taken down the inhib. Leona has spawned. Can she hold on to this game right here? They're pushing in. Her presence is terrifying. The kitten alone scares them out of the base, and they hang on to the game.
I think this is the right call, though, from Team Popo. Don't risk the end here. If Leona stalls them for even a couple more seconds, the whole team is spawning. And they should be able to get away from this.
Oh,
the Narwhals chasing a little bit. They are far enough away now. I think they can make the clean getaway.
That ultimate, that Super Mega Death Rocket was like somebody looking at you and like, you know, you only see the back of their hands and they kind of push you away and they're saying, shoo, shoo. Like, that was that ultimate. It's like, shoo, get out of here. No more of this base stuff. Base. Get out of here.
And I gotta say, really, really clean from Long Cannons at the end of that fight. Manages to survive with the help of the team, that initial Annie engage. But then so much lifesteal and just good positioning. Honestly, I think Long Cannons healed like their whole HP bar through the course of that fight.
Uh-oh. Snoopy, they're going to get caught out right here. They're not. Gustav wanted it, though. Saw it for a second. Dropped the shield for the movement speed on themselves and was looking for that stun. They didn't have vision to follow it up, though.
Yeah. I'd like to see a little bit more vision being put down here from the Naughty Narwhals in the next 10 seconds, 15 seconds here. Just because we are seeing this soul point spawning up for Team Popo, and they have good position here.
Looks like they're all around this dragon. Although Ornn trying to find some CC here. Does drop the Ornn horn as well. Leona all the way in the back, catches for them. Super Mega Death Rocket hits on 3. Oh, but Vi goes deep into the back line. It's going to find Ruffy, and the hunk is down. I repeat, the hunk is down. But Annie trying to do all the damage that she can. It doesn't matter because Swain gets the triple kill. Swain's going to pick up a ball with Vi.
Salmon Swain absolutely puts the team on the back at the end of that fight. It was so hard to get onto Ruffian. Early flash avoids the Ornn, and they managed to kill off Long Cannons with another good Annie find. But at the end of the day, Salmon Swain was enough to just clean it up.
We're looking at this. This should be game.
This is definitely game.
I'm going to start talking like it is game. Hopefully I don't curse anybody here. But I think my personal MVP, Snoopy, for this series. He got triple banned out the start of every single game, and the man was a menace. Just had the right things in the team fights. Can they hold on to this one? As Ruffians all the way here. They pick up one. Can they stop these guys from actually finishing off? And it looks like they might be able to. They stopped them. This game is not over. I take everything back. I cursed them into oblivion.
If we see a game 3 after that, I don't even know what to do. This is ridiculous.
Garen's coming up.
That was 2 seconds away from the game being over.
That was an auto attack. That was a singular auto attack away. Perfect Zenith Blade out of Leona. everybody hitting everything they need to do. This game is alive, but if a single minion wave makes it to the Nexus, it will end.
There's no TPs or anything. There's no like crazy backdoor strat. They're just gonna take the dragon and delay here. I wonder if they'll even try for the Baron.
I feel like they should have just gone right to Baron. I mean, you're just getting one dragon. You're denying the soul. I mean, that's nice. But Baron could have been a way to try and like slingshot back in. You get those empowered minions. I mean, maybe they're going to try and do both, but I feel like it's going to be way harder now with Vi on the map and the rest of Popo coming through.
No teleports available for the side of Team Popo, which is an important thing to mention. Not that everyone's going for the backdoor, but right now, they won't be. They'll have to walk through the jungle.
Yeah, the nerves have to be on some crazy level right now. Even though these are experienced players, this is a playoff game.
Yeah, and they're looking for something right now. They find some CC. The traps are on them. They're rooting up. Here comes the Ornhorn. It's getting dropped right now. Right here in the middle of the fight. They only pick up one, but now they're going to trade some back. One Cadence is all the way in. He's trying to do everything that he can. The Salmon also is here. Can they get him? Zebra's right there on top of him. Oh my god, Jinx is unstoppable. Jinx is going crazy. It's a triple kill. It's a triple kill. He's going to take them all down. The Salmon is here. Kled is defending the base. Oh
my god.
God. They don't even want Baron. They don't even want Baron. They don't even want Baron, man.
Straight 4v5, by the way. Just Kled was in base the whole time, right?
Oh my god. I'm sorry, did you think that the LCS was fun to watch? Have you ever tried the LBLCS? Just for a little bit. Just a little taste. You might just get addicted, because here comes Annie's TP. Here comes Kled's TP. They're going for Baron right now.
I mean, Vi's up in 10. With Jinx not there, I mean, it could be close.
They're trying to burn it down.
It's gonna be.
Jinx is here now.
I think it's gonna be Naughty Narwhals.
Yeah.
This will keep them in the game. This might keep them in the series if they can close this one out. Team Popo could taste victory, but they could not get a full bite. As they need one more win in this series. They need one more auto attack on that Nexus earlier. They need one more shot at this.
Yeah, Ruffian the Hunk up to 17 kills, going for the 20.
I'll tell you what, if we go to a game 3, ain't nobody getting Jinx, son.
Nope, no way. Whoever gets blue side, they can kiss that goodbye.
Ain't nobody getting Jinx.
Has that GA now too, which is gonna be just make it so much harder for Popo to one tap them like they have been doing earlier.
You know what was well and truly nuts last fight is Ruffian survives that Vi engage because of the stopwatch that was building into that GA.
Yep. Just stall them out, and then Xin Zhao had the wherewithal to come back, protect. Chapados looking for something over the wall, maybe. They have Baron, they're marching it down, their inhibitors respawn, they feel safe, they feel comfy up here. But is that going to give them a little bit, they're going to get too comfy here. Everybody is on the edge right now.
Yeah, like this flank angle, the Nautilus looking for the rotation in. It's gonna come down to whether or not they can pick this Jinx. They gotta kill her twice.
This is gonna be the ending fight right here, no matter how it goes. Orange dropping the Ornhorn. Everybody's getting knocked up into the air. Jinx getting absolutely taken down in the backline, but she's still alive for a little bit longer. The GA is popping. Everybody else is going absolutely crazy as they pick up Vi first. They're looking for the next one. Can Jinx get out of it? She's trying to back up. She's going down. She's able to flash out away from the Swain. Drops the Super Mega Death Rocket, stays alive for a little bit longer, but Swain picks up 3 of his own. Target is still alive. Target's gonna find the remount. No buff for you. Still getting taken down as the Stallman's already picked up 3 of them. Jinx trying to back, but he's going to look over the wall. Just for an auto attack, finds a W. Swain prowling, looking for something right now. As Tardit somehow is still fighting. There he goes. All right.
There he goes. And it's just up to both AD carries to live as long as they can, but super important there for Team Popo. They are able to get the GA. They are able to take out 4. And this dragon that will be their soul is spawning in a minute. So a lot of cooldowns not going to be available. Most of the people, I think everyone should be respawned. But GA being out, these kills being picked up, super, super important for getting pressure, getting position on this Drake of the game. Final Drake of the game, probably.
GA being down, Jinx Flash being down, Vi Flash coming up with the ult. This is going to be a super hard fight, I feel like, for the Narwhals to win. I mean, obviously, they've been winning the past several, I would say, up before that last one, but a lot of pressure here on Ruffian to make it through this last one.
Yeah, the Hunk is going to have to be the super Hunk in this last fight because it really is almost everything on his shoulders. Coming into this fight, we have seen Carl Gustav finding long cannons in a lot of these fights as well. And it's probably a good idea. We were talking about Jinx needing to play a little reserve. I think it's probably a good idea for long cannons to kind of wait out that Annie engage as well. Oh, someone in trouble. Be hard to take him out. Engage coming through.
And
See
Jinx
Carl
is down.
Gustav gets picked. This is big. Jinx is in trouble. Everybody is dropping on the side of Naughty Narwhals, and Team Popo are gonna clean ace the last fight of the game, I have to imagine. As all 5 are dead, they are marching down mid. Got a little bit of a turret to drop. Now they're just gonna go straight through. They've got an open inhibitor in top side, an open nexus behind it.
Yeah, if you just walk right through mid, should be taking the top inhib. Just
It's a little bit of a slow crawl here. They got a little bit of walking to do.
it's a march. You know, they're celebrating their 2-0 here.
Yeah, and this is a 2-0 gonna decide the whole thing, as Naughty Narwhal is picking up their second loss of the series, but it's also gonna knock them out.
What a decisive showing from Popo. I mean, we had seen nobody take a game off of the Narwhals this season. The Narwhals have been so good early game, and I mean, even this series we saw a really good early game, game 1, but just that late game ability to play these team fights out to perfection, just so much in the favor of Popo.
Yeah, and I'll say as well, their macro the whole series long and all season long has really, really impressed me. I think that's one area that they really, really have excelled.
I know I wasn't there for the last team fight, but I was watching it from afar because something exploding was happening near my dryer. That was like not only that fight, but every single fight. And I think Rescued was mentioning it in chat. Other people were mentioning in chat. Their ability to team fight was really, really good, especially when you consider who they were playing against. Ruffian was playing out of their mind that series. Boss Guy playing out of their mind. Zebra finding everything. Tarted on Kled. And they're still finding ways to make sure their team fight win. They're pulling them into spaces they want to have team fights. They're pulling them into spaces where Dredgeline hits, where Swain can get an E off, where Vi can make sure they can triple CC people with their ultimate, where the Ornhorn follows up. Everything was coming together. I'm enthralled by their ability to team fight, and I'm really interested in how anyone who's going to face them now they have this data, less force. They have all this data to look at. Okay, here's a problem with how they play. Here's how they like to play. How do you stop these guys?
And that's where it's so tough. You have to, I mean, clearly their team fighting is at this point the best in financial that we have left. So if you're looking at the side of Team Fried Chicken or Panther Core Highlanders, you have to try and figure out if you can out team fight these guys, or if you need to come up with a strategy that can beat a team fighting comp, like a hardcore split pushing top, or like a really good like 1-3-1 style comp. Like I feel like in a straight up 5v5, your odds are just so tough to win here against Team Popo.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of that thing that is happening, which is now no longer in flames, I do have to go. Thank you for watching. What a low budget LCS. If you want to donate money so I can fix my wall, that would be great. And if you can't, that is okay. We understand. We're just low budget. We don't want to be medium budget. As Binky Boy always signs us off.
Is that me? Am I?
Yeah, you're Binky Boy.
You didn't say it right. You gotta say it
Binky Boy. How did it go again? Binky
Boy.
Binky Boy. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you got your payouts. If you lost, oh well, try better next time.
If you lost, then next time you watch this series, put him on Popo, because clearly they're here to play.
Later, dudes.
For sure.